Hello and welcome to the UGA Hockey YouTube channel where we have Game 2 between the University of Georgia and Niagara. Last game ended 6-1 here in Athens just 24 hours ago. Nick, what'd you see in that game that we might see some more of in today's game?
Well, there was a lot of ups and downs in last night's game, and one thing that I want to see the Bulldogs do better is capitalize on their top line. These seniors are not going to be here for too much longer, and that core of Conway, Parente, and Bailey, they account for 46% of their goals throughout the entire season. So if the Bulldogs are going to reroute the story from yesterday, they're going to have to capitalize here today.
And who do you see in today's game that may have an impact in potentially, like you said, rerouting the story for the season?
I think Evan Moore. I really like his game. He's a really fast player. He's good on the back check, even on defense. So look to see him get going today.
Well, both teams are warming up right now, so we'll be right back very shortly. We'll have myself and Ryan Canning on the call. Don't go anywhere.
Conway, Parente, and
Good afternoon and welcome inside Akins Ford Arena alongside Ren Grimsley. My name is Ryan Canning, and we got a great matchup for you tonight as the Niagara Purple Eagles take on your UGA Ice Dawgs. The Ice Dawgs are looking to respond after a 6-1 loss yesterday afternoon. And Ren, you were there for that game yesterday. Give us a little insight what you expect out of the Dogs and what they can do differently to come out with a new outcome.
What worked really well for Georgia yesterday was everything in that first period, minus goaltender Isaac Haugen going down 6 minutes into the game. He tweaked his knee. He should be okay, but he is sitting out today. Andrew Goldstein in at net. But the Ice Dawgs from that point on really took a strong approach, got the first goal of the game, and then unfortunately Niagara scored 6 unanswered the rest of the way.
All right, face-off controlled by Niagara, played over to, oh man, I don't even know. Punzenberger out to center. Mrs. Watson's going to be played behind by Niagara up the wall. Spencer Watson pinches on the board. Puck's going to be played back to Graham Baird. Over to Ryan Miller. Back to Baird. Looking for Watson for a tip into the zone, but gets rejected. Out to center. It's going to be played there by Niagara. Kerrigan now in the corner. Looking for someone in the slot. It's going to find Baird at the point. Baird back down low to Kerrigan. Kerrigan tried to play it in front and didn't reach. Played there now by Jacob Pritzl. Pritzl lifted out to center, and I'll go for no icing. Baird, as UGA makes a change. Over to Ryan Miller. Miller looking for a stretch seam pass, but he misses the mark, and it will go for icing.
And I think also this game is about how the Ice Dawgs come out and respond. They need to come out strong early. And, you know, losing your starting goaltender that you've had for pretty much the entire season, and he was a big factor last season as well. Losing 6-1, this is definitely the toughest opponent the Ice Dawgs have played all season. So how they can respond after just playing 24 hours ago will really impact the rest of the season.
All right, first line out here for the Dogs, Parente, Bailey, Conway. Picked up there by Bailey along the left wall. He's going to split one defense. Left side shot, shoulder saved by Andrade. Carried out there by Smith. Smith, it's going to hit a body, picked up there by Conway, and Conway is going to take it to the corner. He's going to look for Parente in the slot. Gets deflected by number 5, Derwin Hauser. Played back there to Bill Martin. Bill Martin trying to find Truman Haugen. Gets deflected and will go for offsides.
Ryan Bailey getting the first shot here for the Ice Dawgs. As Nick mentioned pregame, 47% of the scoring has come from this first line with Ryan Bailey, Conway, and Parente. And new goalie in for Niagara as well, Dominic Andrade, number 30. He's much smaller than LaSalle yesterday, listed at 5'8", 160. So we'll see if the Ice Dawgs can take advantage of that, but also a small goalie on the other end for Georgia.
Haugen, seam pass to Conway. Oh, and it's blocked in front by Niagara, and it's a scramble in front. It's going to be covered up there by Andrade. It's a great play there by Declan Conway. Threw it to the front. It was looking for Parente, and it got blocked in front by a Niagara defenseman. Saved a goal there.
Yeah, I believe it was Matthew Gagnon who stopped the puck from entering the net, and then the ability of Andrade to squeeze his legs there, not let it in after taking a few checks to the pads. Just could have really great break there for Niagara.
Face off one by Niagara. Kept in there by the Dogs. Bill Martin takes a swing at the puck. Will miss it, and Truman Haugen will recover. Played out to center and picked up there by Ben McRobbie. Up the wall, Bailey picks his pocket. Runs it with a light forward check as Zach Knoll pinches. Played around the wall for Aiden Waters. Waters stepped up there by Truman, steal the puck and then lose it. Sirota now getting bumped up to the second line today. cut wide with speed on the right side. Looks to cut to the net. Will lose control as he circles. Tried to find Bailey in the slot. Bailey was going for a change, and a great save by Andre on a quick shot from Tyler Stewart.
Sirota coming out with a little speed. We saw him get the game winner in Charlotte against Virginia Tech. A very similar play. They're just going right down the alley and looking to get a shot off. That time he was not able to, but he still come out with definitely the quickest skater on the ice for the Ice Dawgs. So see if he keeps that up all game.
Face-off won by Niagara. It's going to be played there by Bristol. Still up the wall. Pinched there by Sirota. The back of the net. Picked up there by Donzella. Donzella could not get it out as Tyler Stewart pinched. Sirota first to the puck in the corner. We'll cycle it back down low. No dogs were home. As Warmath pinches in now, tries to win the puck. And it'll pop back out to center, or Noel will dump it back in. Won't get all the way, though, as Pritzl snags it out of the air. Stewart dumps it back in. Dogs are offside. And they will go tag up. Here comes Niagara down the right. As Tyler Stewart find it up behind Goldstein. They'll dump it back in the zone. First offensive zone time for Niagara today. So look to get set up. It'll be taken away there by Warmath, and will join the rush here. Moore to Warmath. Shot. Glove save. Andre as Warmath took a tumble into the corner.
Warmath getting some time on the ice. He's right now with Isaac Haugen down. He's listed as the backup goalie, and he played a little bit of goalie. I believe you know more about that than I do, Ryan.
Yeah, he played goalie 18U travel hockey. He played his last season as starting goaltender, and then before he transferred to UGA, he served as the backup and third string goaltender at KSU. The only reason he didn't start is because he played out. So he is a multi-purpose player for this Dogs team, can play any position on the ice. Purple Eagles are going to find it out to the center. Ryan Miller pinching on the boards there, supported there closely by Nate Haley, who will pick up the puck. Quick shot on net. First pad saved by Goldstein, an easy one for him. Here comes Graham Baird. He'll fan on the pass, lose it to the slot. Snagger looks down low, and a great defensive play by Ryan Miller. He'll send it up the glass and all the way down for icing.
First shot on goal for Niagara. And yesterday in the game, they only had 20 shots on goal. And if you told UGA that before the game, they'd say, hey, we'll take that. Problem is 6 of them went in. So very low shooting team, but they definitely pick their chances and take high-quality shots. That one from the blue line, not so much, but we'll start to see them pick up a little bit. Like yesterday, Niagara also started slow.
Yeah, and they're going to want to get Goldstein moving if you're Niagara. Smaller goaltender, not as tall. He may be quicker, but getting over it might take a little more time. And right there, they just tried to center that far side. So they look in front. It's kept in there by Ben McCrobbie. McCrobbie at the top of the circle. Shot over the net. First one there is a Niagara defenseman, Peyton Abbott. Will keep it in. Niagara circling. Down low into the corner, looking for a quick cycle. Doesn't get in. Niagara down low for Andrew Newport. Ryan Miller, first one to play. He fans on it, though. Off a skate, back to Miller, and Miller will send it the length of the ice for icing. So this Dogs team cannot change after another icing call.
Ryan Miller getting the clear there. He stepped up big time as a defensive player. Getting moved up a little bit. And more important than ever now with Andrew Goldstein in the net. Goldstein's still a great goalie, but just not as experienced as Haugen, who's been playing all season.
Andrew Goldstein, only a sophomore. He'll be the starter here the next 2 years. And he will be the future of this Dogs goaltending tandem. Face-off won by Niagara. He's played there by Waters, who gets hit hard by Wyatt McAvoy, who was getting dragged down to the ice. Fanned on at the point by a Niagara defenseman. Niagara will regroup at center. Down the right side, they'll play it far corner and get dumped in. Be played there by Punzenberger. He'll fan on it. Kerrigan lays it back now for Haugen. Haugen is going to cut towards the middle, miss a man. Kerrigan over to Punzenberger. Punzenberger slowly down the right side, finds Kerrigan. Shot right over the net. Punzenberger keeps it deep. Watson laying some pressure. Kerrigan out to center. No one's home, and it'll find Haugen back in the Dogs' defensive zone. Haugen lays it back for Martin, up for Kerrigan. Kerrigan leaves it for Haugen. It was not a clean pass as Haugen scrambles to find and regain control. Haugen finds Punzenberger, and it'll be picked up there by Donzella. Donzella around the backside and will be airlifted out to center and played there by Bill Martin. Bill Martin gets into a shoving match with Donzella at center, and Martin came out of that on the ice. Laid back out to center by Niagara. And be circled there by DiMatteo. Down the wall comes Niagara. Bill Martin putting some pressure on. Kerrigan knocks the puck out of harm's way. Back up to the point. Shot by DiMatteo. Gets blocked in front. Haugen the first one there. Over. Shot. Blocker save. Goldstein. Bill Martin now on the left side of the wall. Finds Kerrigan. Kerrigan up the seam, going to hit the red line, dump it in, and go for a change. Takes a weird bounce off the end wall. Andrade had to be sharp there as it would have popped out in front. Stepped up there by Warmath, kept it in for the moment. Keeps it in again. He's going to lay it up for Ryan Bailey. Here come the Dogs. Bailey down the left side, quick shot, glove save, Andrade.
These Niagara skaters are shooting really high on Andrew Goldstein. We saw them get their first goal yesterday on the power play going top shelf against Goldstein, and then also one that was a shot that kind of got deflected and trickled over his shoulder. So I think the strategy for Niagara is taking advantage of that top shelf for the goalie of UGA.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing about the Dogs today is it seems like they're taking a little more time with these passes. They're not trying to force anything as much. I think Declan Conway just got away with a trip there. And Niagara will ice the puck.
Yeah, that's something that they were doing well also in the first period yesterday, and it was tied at 1 going into first intermission, was taking time with the passes. Only had 1 turnover in the offensive zone, which even some of the best teams, you know, having 1 turnover is a success after 20 minutes. So seems to be a recurring theme so far in these past 2 games, maybe something they picked up in the time off.
All right, second line out here now. Face-off won by Niagara. It's going to be played behind the net by McCroby. McCroby is going to look, and it's going to be dumped down the ice by Schoen. Goldstein will lay it behind the net. Won't find a Dogs player, but be pinched in the corner. Evan Moore now finds Zach Knoll. Zach Knoll trips over the blue line. Sirota now. Pressed hard against the wall, will lose control and will fall back to a Niagara defenseman. Warmath pinches, steals the puck, tried to lay it back for Tyler Stewart and escapes his reach. Stewart up the wall, tried to bank it out of the zone, doesn't get out. Sirota lays it out to center, played there by McCroby. Dump back in. Warmath up the glass and out to center. Here comes Zachary Knoll off a Niagara turnover. Knoll tried to cut in the center, couldn't find it. Out comes Hauser. Hauser tried to lay one on net, goes wide. Behind, it's gonna go up top to a Niagara defenseman. He's going to lay it across. Down low. Ryan Miller loses the puck in the corner. It's going to be fed over there to Newport. Newport up top. Shot blocked in front by Nate Haley. Hauser again in the corner. He's going to cycle up top to his point man, Jacob Pritzl. Pritzl behind the net. Tries for a wrap around far side. It's going to get laid in front. Niagara's going to score.
Looks like Goldstein's vision just got blocked a little bit. The puck was moving all around the crease and goal for a solid 30 seconds there. Looks like his head just got turned around, and Ryan Miller on the ice trying to block it, but a great shot puts it in.
I believe that was number 14, Andrew Newport, found the loose puck on the far side of the net and found a seam that Goldstein didn't have covered on that short side blocker side. So it snuck in. An unfortunate goal for the Dogs to allow, because the Dogs had a lot of momentum at the start of this period. Fourth line out here now. Shot, Haugen, just wide. Martin will find it up at the top. Another tipped wide by Toker. Rob Toker getting time in the lineup today as Patty Henry is going to sit this one out. Truman Haugen will lay it behind the net for Bill Martin. Back to Haugen. Haugen, spin away from the pressure of Sean Walsh. Martin is looking to find Toker, who's trying to get a quick pick at the far blue line. Truman Haugen is going to regroup, try and find a body on the far side. No one's home. It's going to be picked up there by Mario Smith. Martin now up to Punzenberger. Punzenberger finds Kerrigan, but on a bouncing puck, it'll jump over his stick and it'll be picked up there by Ben McCroby. Up the wall for Walsh. Walsh, quick shot, glove save, Goldstein.
Not a lot of great going for Georgia right now. Just seems a little tired. Certainly had a big game yesterday, and now just 24 hours later, still seemingly trying to get back on their feet. Only down 1-0, needs to take advantage and tie it up.
Face-off won by the Dogs. Warmath will lift it out to center. It'll picked up there by Bailey. Bailey makes a move on the defenseman, but can't get around Peyton Abbott. Kept in there by Stewart. Stewart laid it for Conway. Bailey's going to get called here for a holding penalty, and Parente will touch up. The Dogs will head to the penalty kill.
Yeah, Niagara did very well on the power play yesterday, as they have done all season. Right now, 81% success on the power play, which is just, I mean, that's unheard of.
That is an unbelievable stat for a team. 81% on the power play. It just shows that they know how to move the puck. They know their system, and they know what quality shots they want to take. So Conway, Parente, Baird, and Miller out here for the Dogs to kill off this penalty. And Niagara will get set up. Pass gets missed, and we'll head it back out to center. In comes Walsh. Walsh will dump it into the corner for Waters. Waters will lay it up to the point for McCroby. McCroby, shot, pad, save, Goldstein, and it'll get cleared out by Conway. Parente is the first man there, but he's running low on steam, and McCroby will beat him to it. Yeah, McCroby's he's a very tall, lanky human being. Can outskate a lot of these players just with his height, his legs, his length. Down low, cross seam pass, doesn't connect for Walsh. McCroby tried to feed it down low, doesn't reach. Baird's in the right spot at the right time. Will find the puck, skate it out to center. Walsh will reset behind his own net and will leave it for Scanlon. Picked up there by DiMatteo. Scanlon will lay it over to Callery. Callery tries to put a move on Bill Martin. Bill Martin just gets hit down the ice. Should have been an interference call, but the refs say no. Missed pass there by DiMatteo, and the Dogs will gain it. Goldstein tried to play it and in turn lost the puck, but the Dogs will get the clear. Andre to leave it behind his net for DiMatteo. 5 seconds left on this penalty kill for the Dogs. DiMatteo up the ice, down the left side. Gets poked off his stick by Sirota. Get dumped down into the corner. Truman Haugen's the first one there, and he will fly up the left side of the boards. 3-on-2 for the Dogs. Haugen will find Sirota on the back. Sirota, shot. Snuck through the 5-hole, but didn't go in as it bounced out on the left side of the net. Great save by Andrade. Warmath trying to find Bailey on a quick seam up the left side boards. Was in Bailey's feet, and he never had control. Warmath pinching. And Tyler Stewart will regroup at center. Stewart over to Ing. Ing looking far seam, no one's there. And it will not go for icing. McAvoy tried to find Ing. Wasn't there, and Warmath will regroup to Stewart out at center. Stewart tried to dump it back in. It was blocked. And here comes the Purple Eagles. Shot, block, Warmath. The Eagles will dump it far corner back in. Picked up there by Warmath. He'll send it back down for Stewart. Stewart up for Ing. It'll go through his feet. Get played there by Toker, who took a run at a man. And we'll get iced down the ice by Niagara.
And I don't think Andre, the goalie for Niagara, even knows quite what he did just yet. I mean, the puck went through his legs and was about to trickle into the goal. And instinctively, he just gets down and sweeps his legs across the crease and knocks that puck out of the way. Really incredible instincts by Andre to keep the Ice Dawgs scoreless.
No, yeah, I completely agree. Quick shot, block. Yeah, no, if he had spun to the left, I think that puck would have been in the back of the net, but instead he turned to his right and the puck popped out the other side. Good save there by Goldstein. Kerrigan will airmail it out to center for Punzenberger, who can't find it. Ryan Miller will chase this puck back down to the corner. He'll win that race, and he'll leave it for Graham Baird. Baird up over two Niagara defense or forwards. Try right team maintain possession. Niagara turnover, block in front and into the netting.
So one of the best chances we've seen for Georgia. They're picking it up a little bit more with that chance they just saw where Andre had the great save. It was 1-1 going into first intermission last game yesterday afternoon, so we'll see if Georgia can tie it up, but even then not a great omen, as that was the only goal that Georgia scored. It ended up being 6-1.
Face off on by Niagara. Block shot there by Bill Martin. It'll pop out there to Niagara. We'll look in front. We'll get tipped down and find Haugen, who will find Bailey. Bailey's going to find Prence on the far side. It won't reach him, and we'll go for icing.
I think Parente could have pushed there with the puck just a little bit. He didn't have anyone in front of him, and I think forced the pass a little bit too much to Ryan Bailey and ends up in an icing. Just tough when you get a stop and are heading the other way with it, and you have good numbers and you have the guys you want, Parente and Bailey. I mean, who else would you want moving the puck in that situation? Unfortunately, back on the other end.
Yeah, face off one by Niagara. It'll be played down the wall, but Truman Haugen will pick it up there. He'll get tripped out at center with no call. Purple Eagles will take it back in. They'll try to find a seam, and it won't get there. Bailey now will fan on a pass. I think he tried to sauce that over his stick. Bill Martin, first one there. Purple Eagles now out to center. Here goes Bailey. Bailey down the left wall looking for a 2-on-1 with Conway. He's got it. What a feed, and Conway just mishandled the puck, and he put it off the outside of the net. Niagara will dump it in from center, and Goldstein will choose to hold on.
Oh, man, that pass to Conway connected so well. That was everything they wanted. Just couldn't quite push it exactly the direction, and then lost his angle once it bounced off the side of the net.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't think Conway expected that pass.
It did look like Bailey was sort of lining up to shoot it. That's what I thought was going to happen at least, and ended up flying over to Conway's stick.
Stewart tried to clear it out to center, but it did not get there. Played back into the corner by Niagara. Lifted out. Keeping by Niagara, almost turned into a rebound chance for Donzella, but he couldn't corral it in front. Played in the corner there by Maverick Kid. And out comes Sirota. Sirota to the right side. Quick shot blocked in front. It'll take a spill on net. It'll be played there by Pritzl. Pritzl out to center with speed. He's going to try and split the defense. Gets knocked off his stick by Warmath. And out comes Zach Knoll. Zach Knoll down the right side now. He's going to chip it around a defender. And he will find it in front. He's going to look in front for Moore. But Moore was not there yet. And cleared out by the Purple Eagles. Warmath will set up behind Goldstein now. Over to Miller. Miller. He's going to find the stick of Ing, and Ing's going to chase this puck into the zone. Played by Abbott around the net. It'll find center ice and get picked up there by Knopf. Miller finds Toker at center. Rob Toker now. Battling hard in the wall. Ing. Toker is going to spin behind his back and lay it low. Nate Haley now lays a body in behind the net. Out by Knopf. Knopf lays it out. Ryan Miller's the first one there. Miller gets hit hard by Ben McCroby. Knopf looking for somewhere to go. It's ticked off his stick, but it's going to find the stick of Jim DiMatteo. Out comes Waters. Waters tries to put a move on Haugen, and he does, and he scores. What a move by Aiden Waters. Between his own legs, puts Bill Martin on his back, and then goes backhand top shelf over Goldstein's shoulder.
Yeah, really great move there. Just the composure from Waters. One of the things Niagara does really well is handling the puck under pressure. Getting it off that time. He's able to deke his way through right past the crease. Just got to tip your hat, honestly, to that one. Really great play by Waters.
Haugen now corral it off center. Try and get it deep, but it'll pop back out to Martin. Martin down the wall. It'll find Haugen. You could hear Spencer Watson call for that as he was wide open in the slot. It'll get dumped back in there by Mr. Bill Martin. Ponsenberg will lay it out to center for Haugen. Haugen over to Martin. Martin back to Haugen. Haugen will get pinched off the puck there by Mario Smith, but will find it again. Collected at center by the Purple Eagles. They'll dump it back in far corner, where we'll find Bill Martin. Martin finds Charlie Kerrigan at the red line. Dump it far corner. That is the end of the period as the buzzer is not working. So at the end of the first period, the Purple Eagles lead your UGA Ice Dawgs by a score of 2-0. Stay tuned for our first intermission report, and we will be right back.
Welcome back to the UGA Hockey YouTube channel. I'm Ren Grimsley with Nick Erickson. And Nick, 2-0 after 20 minutes, but put the score aside, what did Georgia do well out there?
Well, look, it was a really even period, I thought, regardless of the score. They both split 6 shots apiece. And one thing that I really liked that I've seen today that I didn't see much of yesterday is a lot of better passing. They've really tightened up their game, and overall they just look better.
So Niagara averages 6 goals per game. They're on pace for that right now with 2. What can Georgia do better defensively to maybe cut that down?
Well, look, a lot of their goals are coming from the slot, and if Georgia wants to limit their chances, they're going to need to stack bodies in the slot just to prevent those opportunities and getting close to Goldstein.
So a lot of room for growth, but 40 more minutes to play here on the UGA Hockey YouTube channel. On the call, Ryan Canning and myself. We'll be right back.
All right, and welcome back inside Akins Ford Arena alongside Ryan Grimsley. My name is Ryan Canning, and welcome in for the start of the second period. In case you missed it, quick recap of the first period. The Niagara Purple Eagles are up by a score of 2-0 over the Ice Dawgs, although it was a very even period. Wouldn't you agree, Ryan?
Yeah, it was just a couple unlucky bounces for Georgia. We saw Declan Conway nearly able to net one, and then Andre on a separate occasion, the goalie for Niagara, with a really great save. And then also just really great skill from this Niagara team, able to get their way through a lot of the defense of Georgia. But not a period to be embarrassed by. They just need to clean up a few things and execute a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely not out of this game. 40 minutes left to play. Starting with our third line, Spencer Watson, Charlie Kerrigan, and Dylan Punzenberger. Ryan Miller will lay a body on Niagara, and then Spencer Watson will return the favor on Knopf behind the net. Niagara possessing, will lay it back behind the net, will picked up there by Knopf. Knopf pressured by Kerrigan. Spencer Watson will steal the puck now and out to center. Tries to backhand sauce it to Punzenberger, but didn't even go halfway. Goldstein will leave it behind the net for Baird. Up the wall for Kerrigan. Kerrigan tries to chip it up for Miller. Doesn't reach. Baird collects it, and Miller will play it out for Punzenberger. Punzenberger down the right side of the wall. Will go around his defenseman into the corner. Will get laid on there by McCroby. And out to center he comes. He'll airmail it deep into the offensive zone. Will be played there by Miller out to center and off a ref's leg to center. Dump back in, played there by Miller. Miller. Up the wall and back down into the corner. Martin now. Off the wall. Picked up there by Bailey. Bailey down the left side with speed. Bailey cutting towards the slot. Shot blocked. Conway lays it back in front. It'll go far corner for Parente. Parente fans on the pass to the slot, and out come the Purple Eagles. Here comes Newport with speed down the left side. Newport tried to get away from Haugen, but couldn't. Puck pop back to Newport in front, looking for Scanlon. Doesn't connect. Pass to Parente didn't connect there at center, and it will be picked up there by Abbott. Abbott lay it off. Try to get it deep and does not. Parente now out to center. Try to lay it to Conway. Not there, and back come the Eagles. Newport down the left side. He's going to lay it there for Scanlon. Scanlon tried to take a quick shot on net. It's not there. Find Goldstein in the 5-hole, and he'll cover up. Zach Knoll puts Scanlon on his butt after he was jabbing away at Goldstein's 5-hole. Face-off won by the Dogs. Played behind the net there for Waters. Waters tried to look in front. Wasn't there. Quick tip on net by Waters, and a great reaction there. Save by Goldstein will cover up.
Yeah, great awareness from Waters. Able to just backhand that as it was coming toward him, almost like a backhanded one-timer, which you don't see that often, but great awareness from Goldstein to recognize coming right at him and squeeze his legs together and stop that.
Face-off won by Niagara. Waters now out to center with speed. As UGA will come in, Warmath with a shot on net. It'll get tipped out by Andre and into the netting.
First time in the offensive zone this second period, or not the first time, but the second time in the offensive zone this period. Georgia will definitely want to settle it down. And like we mentioned at first intermission, just getting the passes nice and neat. And if you move the puck side to side, eventually got to hope one will go in or a shot will open up.
Face-off won by the Dogs. Warmath lays it into the corner for McAvoy. McAvoy now. Tried to find Ing in the slot, wasn't there, and out come the Eagles. Calorie now, down the left side. Tried to get around Warmath, couldn't. And McAvoy will lay a body. Gets tipped in front, and Warmath clears it out of the crease. Great play, get up to the point. Quick shot on net, blocked by Ing in front. Off the corner, picked up by McAvoy. McAvoy was looking far side for Ing, but Ing had already cut towards the center. Back down into the corner. It'll escape the reaches of Warmath, and it'll end up on the stick of Orgill. Ben Orgill gets stripped of the puck by Nate Haley. Find Ing on the far side. Quick pass across. Shot blocked by McAvoy and out to center. Tipped deep by the Purple Eagles. Warmath, the first one there, will get shoved off the puck. Finds Stewart. Stewart reverses it back to his defensive partner. Out for Punzenberger. Tried to chip it out. Wasn't there. Quick shot on net. Save Goldstein. Punzenberger again. Same play. Quick shot. Tip in front by Knopf and a great save by Goldstein. Purple Eagles are working this high to low point shot very well right now. And it will not go for icing as it ends up on net. A quick stretch pass. Here comes Schoen. We'll drop it for Knopf. Great defensive play by Miller to get back there in time. Same by Watson. Watson hurdles his own man in Punzenberger. And the puck gets deep. And it'll go for a Dogs icing.
And just want to take a moment to recognize and shout out Winnie Martin, who is the mother of Bill Martin, number 7, the senior defenseman for Georgia. And just let you know that the parents and team is all thinking of you.
Face-off won by the Purple Eagles. Quick shot from the point, save Goldstein. In the corner now, Miller battling for the puck with Newport. Will pop out to Punzenberger. Punzenberger will get stripped of the puck. Great save, Goldstein. Spencer Watson puts a body on Newport. Punzenberger finds the puck. It'll chip it out to center, where the Purple Eagles will regroup with McRoby and dump it back in. Miller now will lose the puck. Down to Hauser. Hauser looking in front for Scanlon. Wasn't there. Miller airlifted out to center. Find Ben McRoby. McRoby lays it off to Newport. Newport will lay it off to Scanlon. Scanlon tried to backhand that back to McRoby. Wasn't there. Miller now was looking far side for, I believe, Bailey. Wasn't there. Miller now looking for Bailey again, off the skate and back on the stick of a Purple Eagle. Graham Baird now battling hard on his knees, still with the puck. Cycle it down low for Conway. Graham Baird still with the puck now. Tried to find Conway behind the net, and it'll pop back out to Baird. Baird up top for Parente. Parente down low for Baird. Baird across. It'll end up on the stick of Bill Martin. Martin, quick shot. Off a stick in front, and it was a save made by Andrade. Baird for Conway. Conway was looking in front, wasn't there. It'll be kept in by Haugen. Haugen down low for Conway. Conway looked in front for Parente. Took a bounce and went off his stick. The Purple Eagles will find it in McRoby. McRoby, stretch pass, was looking for Waters and wasn't there. It'll get picked up there by Walsh. Walsh on a breakaway shot. Save, Goldstein. Walsh tried to put that 5-hole and it was not there. Conway was looking for an area pass to Bailey. Right over his stick. It's in the feet of Waters. They chipped up the boards out of the reach of Sirota to the point, and a shot by Damatio went just wide. Truman Haugen lays a heavy hit on Ben Orjo. Carried in by the Purple Eagles. Great defensive play by Truman Haugen to pick off that pass. Zach Knoll racing after the puck. Sirota will find it at the point, though. He'll lay it off to Haugen. Haugen shot. Glove save, Andrade.
And a couple more chances there for the Ice Dawgs that just haven't gone their way. Haugen with a shot that just finds the glove of Andrade. Still just Georgia unable to get over that hump. They're doing a lot of the things right, especially defensively. I think they look really good this period. We saw Goldstein as well with a breakaway save.
Tyler Stewart's shot gets blocked. Take a couple odd bounces in front and almost trickle on net. Finds the stick of Ben McRoby. And will reverse it back around for Pritzl. Pritzl now lays up the center for Damatio. Not there. And it'll go for icing. Ren, one thing I noticed about this Purple Eagles team is they got a lot of big, heavy bodies. I mean, they're not necessarily the tallest team, 5'10", 5'11", 5'9", but they're all roughly 180 and above.
And that's one thing you get when you're at a school like Niagara, which is primarily known for their hockey. A lot of the athletes and a lot of the recruiting that they're doing is for their hockey team. So a lot of the guys up north are going to want to stay there and play hockey. And, you know, it's just a little bit different down here in Georgia, where hockey's not as much of a priority.
Out come the Purple Eagles to center. Calorie now with the puck. In the corner, he'll put a spin on Stewart and get pinned up to the boards by Nate Haley. Warmath now around the boards. Not hard enough, though. Donzella finds it. Donzella across the point for Pritzl. Pritzl, quick shot, looking for a tip in front, but it's just out of the reach as a showing. Rob Toker tried to chip it past, McCroby. Wasn't there. In comes Niagara. Quick shot, save Goldstein. It'll pop out to McAvoy, who can't corral it. Ben McCroby now behind the net, and Nate Haley almost puts a player into the Georgia bench. McAvoy now with the puck in the defensive zone. There's a penalty on the play.
The first
penalty's gonna. Oh, yeah.
The first penalty on Niagara this game. Yesterday, Georgia went 0 for 4 on the power play. So see if they can clean some of that up, cut this lead in half.
Yeah, no, it's the first. That's a penalty against Patrick Mavericid, and it was for his retaliation on, I believe it was Nate Haley. After the hit he put on a Niagara forward, swiped the stick out of Nate Haley's hands. Out to center comes Niagara now. Ethan Knopf. And Dylan Conway is going to get called here for either a trip or a hook. And we're going to go into 4-on-4. And I'm not so sure I agree with this call, but they're going to call a cross-check on Declan Conway. As it looked like the Niagara player just kind of lost an edge and went into the boards, but...
And it's really unfortunate, too. Obviously, you have a chance for Georgia to finally maybe get a little momentum, which they've been lacking all game. And now playing 4-on-4, which with the puck skills of Niagara, how well they've been passing it and finding, especially those guys coming down from the other side, just attacking the crease and passing it right across the ice to them. I would like to think that the open ice now gives a slight advantage to the Purple Eagles.
Yeah, I completely agree, Ren. Teams like this in 4-on-4 give them more open space. They'll just work this puck well, and they know how to use the space they're given. They'll lose the puck here, though, and Parente will pick it up in space. He'll get stripped of the puck, though. And Niagara will regroup with DiMatteo. Pass over to Pritzl. Pritzl cross the ice for Brett Strick. A little more pushing and shoving after the whistle as Goldstein covered up. So, like we saw at the end of the game yesterday, temperatures are starting to flare a little bit earlier in this game today.
Yeah, it definitely got chippy in that third period. Wondering if we might see it again early on this game. We haven't up until pretty much the past couple minutes once the penalties started flying in.
Yeah. Zachary Knoll and Jordan Sirota are the forwards here for the Dogs. Bill Martin, Truman Haugen, the defenseman. Martin lays it off for Haugen. Haugen skated out to center. He'll hit the red line and dump it in. Picked up there by McCroby. We'll lay it back behind the net. Out to Schoen. He'll get pinned on the boards by two Dogs. Zachary Knoll will find the puck, though, and lay it back for Sirota. Sirota hits the blue line looking for a pass. Laid in space for Haugen, but it's a little too hot for his stick. Haugen up for Sirota. Sirota over for Martin. Martin, quick shot. Gloves save Andre, and he saw it all the way.
And then once the penalty on Niagara expires, there will be about 20 seconds where Niagara will actually be on the power play, which is not a lot of time, but we know what this Purple Eagle team can do with the man advantage. just something Georgia needs to be mindful of as this game goes on.
Face-off won by Niagara. Will get poked off his stick by Graham Baird at center. Baird, area pass for Evan Moore. Moore, out to Watson. Watson will leave it for Moore. Moore down the left side. Snap it on net. Stick save, Andrade. And here comes an abbreviated power play for Niagara. Down the wall comes Orgil. Orgil up the boards for Damatio. Damatio, quick shot over the net. Graham Baird tried to clear it. Damatio kept it in. Damatio surveying. Back for Calorie. Calorie spins away from Baird. He'll go backhand pass. He was looking for Jim Damatio, and it was not there. Up the boards, Ryan Miller will keep it in, trying to shove it on net. Gets blocked in front, and the Dogs will regroup. Stewart over to Miller. Miller, and the Dogs are going to get called for a penalty here. I think it's Evan Moore. Take a slash or a rough.
It looked like as Moore was leaving the ice, he just clipped the legs of the Purple Eagle forward, and he's going to head to the bench for it. Maybe some sort of...
Yeah, and that's a penalty you can't take if you're the Dogs. You're only down 2 goals. It's middle of the second period. That's just an emotional penalty from Evan Moore. And I think head coach John Camp might have some choice words for Evan Moore when he gets back to the bench.
Coach Camp's arms are crossed right now. It doesn't look super happy, but he rarely does look happy, so could just be his resting face. So on the last power play, excluding the 20-second power play that they just had on Niagara's first 2-minute power play they had in the first period, they were unsuccessful. So if they have an 81% success rate on the power play and they didn't get it last time, I'm no math major, but statistically they are very likely to score on this power play.
And if my math is correct, I believe they're calling Evan Moore for a misconduct penalty as well. So he'll be in the box for 12 minutes. Nate Haley serving the extra 2. So Evan Moore is going to get called for clipping. As we get things figured out here. The rest are either talking to Nate Haley or Evan Moore. So yes, it will be a minor and a misconduct for Evan Moore for clipping. Nate Haley will serve the extra 2 minutes. And the Purple Eagles will be on the power play. McCroby down the left side. He'll cut middle. Shot blocked in front. Race for the puck. Purple Eagles will win it, and they'll keep it in. Waters with the puck here. Pressured by Parente, and the Dogs will clear it out. Conway hard on the puck on McCroby. Will hit him and win that battle. Conway will play it back for Martin. Martin for Haugen. Dogs will waste some more time. Here comes Truman Haugen. He'll dodge a hit. Purple Eagles will fall. Conway will fight, and Conway gets tripped up. No call. And the Purple Eagles are slipping all over this ice on Akins Ford Arena right now. We get tipped out of the air by Bill Martin. Now out comes Conway. Conway down the right side, 2-on-1. Conway, Parente, shot, score! Evan Parente goes short, goes far side on Andrade, and the Dogs score a short-handed goal.
Man, so a team in Niagara that's so well on the power play giving up a goal that time. Now still have a whole minute, but cutting the lead in half here with 6:53 to go in the second.
The patience there from Declan Conway to wait out that pass to Parente was beautiful. And Parente had a chance and did not miss. Sirota with the puck now. He'll try to find Zach Knoll up the wall. Played back into the zone for Damatio. Sauced across for Calorie. Calorie over for Orgil. Orgil will sit on the left hash mark and survey. Get pressured off the puck by Haugen. And Haugen will clear it the length of the ice. Zach Knoll's the first one on the puck there. And he'll have a chance here. He'll go short side and he scores! 5-hole on Andrade. And the Dogs will tie this game with 2 shorthanded goals. Zachary Knoll, an individual effort.
That's what hustle gets you, as Zach Knoll not just letting that one go and heading to the bench, but instead taking a chance there as he saw no Niagara guys over in the offensive zone for Georgia. And shorthanded tied this game up in 45 seconds. It's rare you ever see a shorthanded goal. I mean, it happens, but seeing 2, I don't know if I've ever seen 2 shorthanded goals in the same penalty.
Yeah, that is a rare sight, especially against a team like Niagara. Ryan Miller, first one to the puck now. Will get shoved off. Graham Baird here. Gets blocked in front. Ryan Bailey, first one on the puck, and he will clear it the length of the ice, and it will kill off the rest of this penalty. So the Dogs, at the end of this penalty kill, will tie the game 2 apiece.
Man, keep him in the box.
Showing behind his own net, pressured by Bailey, and get airlifted out to center, where Ryan Miller will be the first one on net. It'll go for no icing. Miller plays it for Baird. Baird up the wall, just out of the reach of Punzenberger, and it'll go for icing. So Evan Parente and Zachary Moore, almost the exact same shot in the exact same place.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they start dialing up some plays that maybe have a shot from that angle.
And both shots were low. Parente put it far side. Knoll put it 5-hole. And the hustle by Niagara to get back on that second goal, it wasn't there. And Knoll took advantage of that. Waters behind his own net. Pressure there by Punzenberger. Will get shoved off the puck. Kerrigan, quick shot. Glove save, Andrade.
Was looking for that pass as Sirota was coming down, attacking the crease, but still just applying pressure to Andrade, who finally gets a save after letting into all tied up in shots, tied in goals.
Face-off won by Niagara. Kept in there by Warmath, though. Shot on net. It'll trickle on net, and almost a rebound chance there for McAvoy. McAvoy behind his own net now. Tried to wrap around. Got blocked in front. Warmath kept it in on one knee, but it'll get cleared out by Scanlon. Scanlon now. Save Goldstein as he cut off the short side post.
And it's like in football when you get a touchdown and then your defense immediately has a 3-and-out. Goldstein coming out here and making a big save there. It was a low-angle shot, but still sometimes it can just get in your head now that it's tied up. Either way, not letting in a dumb one there. A nice souvenir there for a fan.
Yeah, one thing I have to say, though, about the chances for Niagara this game so far is, aside from their 2 goals, they haven't had many open slot chances. A lot of them have come outside the dots or shots from the point or tips. Granted, Goldstein's made some very good saves on these tip shots. but the Dogs have played well defensively, keeping Niagara at bay. Stewart played up to the point, down low, and it's going to be played there by Scanlon. Scanlon reverses it for his winger Newport. Warmath pokes it free. It's like head coach John Camp is mixing up some of the D pairs here. We've got Warmath playing with, oh, excuse me, never mind. Warmath still playing with Tyler Stewart. In comes Hauser. Big hit by Warmath along the wall. Stewart will find the puck and it'll end up in the feet of Brandon Ing. Ing. Stripped of the puck, but will recollect it. Find Warmath. Warmath was looking for Toker, and the refs are going to take both Nate Haley and Derwin Hauser. Oh, and Derwin Hauser might get a second penalty here for his extracurriculars.
Yeah, a little late shot. Nate Haley already on the ground.
Yeah, Niagara's coach is furious right now as he's saying some obscure profanities that we cannot repeat on air.
It's
But,
impressive when you can hear it from where we are, too.
yeah. So the refs are going to talk amongst the captains and each other. And they are going to give Niagara an extra penalty. So the Dogs will go on a power play.
Yeah, one for the initial, and then the second one also on Hauser. It's looking like it's going to be Maverick Kid who serves that second one.
So your Dogs will head to a power play. They did not score on a power play in last afternoon's game, so they're going to look to change that here and hopefully go into the end of the second period with a lead. So we have Conway, Parente, Kerrigan, Bailey, and Haugen. Faceoffs won by Niagara, and we have a one-on-one here with Ethan Knopf coming in on Truman Haugen. Great back check, though, by Bailey to force Knopf off the puck. And Knopf's covering the puck with his hand, apparently. Conway will come out with the puck and drop it for Haugen. Haugen up the left side of the boards. Gets shoved off by Ben McCroby. Out for Conway. Conway for Bailey. Bailey sauced it across for Conway. Bounced over his stick. And it'll get cleared the length of the ice, but Haugen keeps it in with a great glove save. Kerrigan up for Conway. Conway sauces it for Haugen. Haugen surveying down for Bailey. Bailey, quick shot. Blocked in front by zone man and Kerrigan. Kerrigan in front, looking for a tip. And Niagara will clear. Both the Dogs and Niagara make a change. Truman Haugen stays on the ice. So does Ryan Bailey. Haugen for Bailey. Bailey out to center as McAvoy cut off his own man. Bailey will head off for a change. On comes Sirota. Niagara will send it the length of the ice. 20 seconds left on this power play for the Dogs, and Zach Knoll will set it up. Zach Knoll, stretch pass from McAvoy. McAvoy spins, leaves it for Sirota. Just out of Sirota's reach, and that will be the end of the power play. So Bill Martin will lay it off for Nate Haley, or Zach Knoll. Get poked off his stick. It'll find the stick of Sirota. Sirota will dump it in. Get blocked, and he'll come back out to center. We'll spin it far side, and we'll go for icing.
So interesting how Georgia got way better chances shorthanded than they did on the power play just now. perhaps part of that is Niagara knowing they have an extra man, so just playing a little looser defense and giving some things up they might not otherwise, whereas when they have 4 guys, they play as a unit and know how to lock in defensively.
Face off just to the left of Goldstein. Won by the Dogs, and Bill Martin will play it behind the net. Spencer Waston chases after it, just out of his reach. Noel loses the battle to Donzella, and will get cleared out of harm's way by Miller. In front, glove save, Goldstein, great save. Quick shot, Ryan Miller deflects that pass wide. Miller again intercepts another pass, and gets cleared out to center by Noel. Played by Pritzl, up for Callery. Callery is going to try to find Orgill. Bill Martin's the first one there, though, and he'll take that puck away. Callery now spinning away from Conway. Orgill. Hit by Miller. And that's the end of the second period. So at the end of your second period, UGA Ice Dawgs 2, Niagara Purple Eagles 2. The Dogs tied the game with 2 shorthanded goals in a sight that is sometimes rare to see. We will be with you at our second intermission report, so please stay tuned.
Welcome back to the UGA Hockey YouTube channel. I'm Ren Grimsley alongside Nick Erickson. Nick, Georgia tied it up, 2 unanswered goals in the second period, both of them shorthanded as well.
Well, it's funny because yesterday we didn't see a lot of offense, and of course, shorthanded, you didn't think that anything was going to happen, but Parente and Knoll proved us both wrong. And honestly, I've seen a lot of speed this past period, and I'm excited to see that in the third period, and hopefully they can get things going and close this one out against a very impressive Niagara team.
Yeah, and going into third period, what do they need to do to close out the game?
Just keep bodies in front of the net, protect Goldstein, and again, just continue to use that speed to overwhelm them.
All right, well, we got the final 20 minutes right here on the UGA Hockey YouTube channel. Ryan Canning and myself on the call. Don't go anywhere.
And welcome back inside Akins Ford Arena between your UGA Ice Dawgs and the Niagara Purple Eagles. We've got a great one for you, folks. Niagara stormed out in the first period, went into the first intermission with a 2-0 lead, but then the Dogs came back short-handed, 2 goals on the same penalty kill, one from Evan Parente, one from Zachary Knoll. And it has become a whole new game. 20 minutes left to play at the start of this third period.
Yeah, well, it was tied up yesterday going into first intermission, and then it was 4-1 going into second intermission. Now it's a little bit different as Niagara had the lead going into first, and it's all tied up with 20 minutes to go. Georgia certainly would love to get a big win over a really great Niagara team, one of the top teams in the ACHA. And it would just show that Georgia can play with anyone in this league.
Definitely not to say things haven't gotten chippy here early. So I'm expecting a lot of physicality in this last period. Face-off won by Niagara. Played up the wall. It's going to get tipped in by Waters. And it will go for icing.
Immediately starting out in Georgia's offensive zone. Obviously, 1949. There's plenty of time for both these teams, but going ahead and getting a nice lead would be exactly what UGA wants. And it all starts with this face-off.
Face-off won by Niagara. They will clear it the length of the ice, and it will go all the way down for no icing as it takes a weird bounce off the boards. Graham Baird was the first one there. It's going to get digged at, popped out in the slot. Kerrigan will clear it away. Try to get played deep by Walsh, but he missed the puck. Ryan Miller lays a hit on Waters. Spencer Watson takes on 2 people at once. And they blow the whistle because the door to the locker room, I believe, cracked open.
That happened a lot the first season in this building, which was last season. Hasn't happened quite as much. Maybe they fixed the doors a little bit, but either way, with all 3 guys knocking up against the door, still a lot of force, and it managed to find its way open.
So just to remind everyone, Evan Moore is currently serving the rest of his minor and misconduct penalty for clipping earlier in the second period. And a Niagara player, I believe it's Derwin Hauser, is currently serving the rest of his coincidental minor earlier in the late in the second period with Nate Haley. Conway plays it around the boards. Going to be picked up there at the point by Damatio. Prence will kick it out of the zone, played back to center. Out to Orgill, who cut wide. Quick shot, easy glove save for Goldstein. Hauser's penalty is up. He will return to the bench. Face-off won by the Dogs. Haugen will take it up on the left boards. Baylor take a swipe out of midair and will miss it. Orgill now first on the puck. He'll leave it for, I believe that's Donzella, and a shoulder save by Goldstein. Kept in at the point there by Smith. Back around for Bill Martin. Bill Martin feeds Parente. He'll cut back, retreat for more space. Haugen, quick touch up to Zach Knoll. Parente, it'll hit the ref and won't get deep, and the Dogs will still go for a change. Zach Knoll, first one on the puck there. He got the second goal today for the Dogs. Ormath will feed it back in, and no ice as it was tipped in. Zach Knoll, first one there. Picked up Warmath. He's going to race for the puck down the ice. He gets beaten out by number 10 of Niagara. We don't have a name for him on our roster. 3 quick saves there for Goldstein as he was hugging that post as Niagara jammed the puck on net. Sirota gets shouldered off the puck. Stewart there to recover. Stewart blocks a pass. Warmath will go and retreat. Backhanded behind Goldstein. Play for Stewart. Picked up there by Knopf. Knopf was looking in front for Schoen. He'll get back in deep. McAvoy. Chip it up the wall, but not out. Warmath now. Again, tried to chip it up the wall off a body. It pops out to the slot. Tyler Stewart. He just got taken down awkwardly. So the Dogs will go for a change. Out comes Niagara with speed up the left wall. A quick handoff to Newport. Out comes Graham Baird with space. Graham Baird hit the red line, will dump it in. It'll be gloved down by Andre.
One thing I think the Ice Dogs have done better this game, maybe than some games in the past, is their ability to clear it out, especially from the slot. Every time it's found its way right in front of Goldstein, there's always been someone there, and it's been Warmath a lot when he's on the ice, standing right in front of Goldstein to sort of block any shots that Niagara's been able to make, but also get that puck out as quickly as possible, not allow many second chances.
Yeah, Goldstein's played a great game today. Hasn't been tested too hard. The Dogs have played well defensively.
And I'd like to think part of him playing better is just mentally. He came in today knowing he was going to play. Yesterday, he thought he was going to be the guy serving as the penalty box attendant for the entire game, and then 6 minutes in, it's like, oh crap, now I got to go play against, one of the best teams in ACHA. This time, even last night, knew that Haugen probably wasn't going to be back in the game for today. So I'd like to think he knew a little bit more about what today was going to look like for him.
Yeah, definitely really focusing on his pregame routine, mentally preparing for what the day's going to hold. As the refs prepare the ice in the crease of Andrade.
And I always like when the refs are the ones who have to fix up the ice, not any sort of, maintenance or ice crew or anything. It's just the official out there with a water bottle and a bucket.
It's all homemade. Just get some water, get some snow. That'll be fine. That's what we say.
Seems to be okay now. They're getting back out there.
Yep. Offensive zone face-off to the left of Andrade for the Dogs. Face-off one. Ing couldn't handle it. Quick shot on net, and it took a redirect off the outside of the post off a quick slapper from Ryan Miller. Kicked out to Hauser. It carried into the zone. Keep an eye on Hauser and Haley. They're back out on the ice at the same time again. And again, Nate Haley just laid a body on Hauser. Stop the puck from getting from a prime scoring opportunity. Ryan Miller now finds Rob Toker. Toker blocks that pass. It'll be picked up, though, by Hauser, and Hauser will regroup. Hauser was looking for a deep pass. He got tipped in. No icing. As Truman Haugen will reset. Haugen with speed up the right side. He's going to get around Waters. Waters gets shoved off the puck by Haugen. But it'll hop onto the stick of Sean Walsh, and Walsh will feed Waters. Waters now. Shot blocked over the head of Goldstein. Played at the point by McCroby. McCroby shot. Pad saved by Goldstein. Out come the Dogs and Spencer Watson. Spencer Watson goes wide. He keeps possession of the puck. Puts it far corner. McCroby will reset. McCroby up for Waters. Waters has been out here a while now. And find Conway up the red line. Parente through the slot. Shot. Shoulder save. Rebound. Great save. Andrade. As Ryan Bailey just got robbed on a prime rebound opportunity. Waters now the other way. Feeds the center. Pass. Short side. And a great defensive play by Warmath, saving what possibly could have been a goal off a shot of Ben McCroby. Bailey the other way now. Tried to find Parente. It finds Stewart instead, who takes a shot and block. Back and forth we go. Calorie now. Up to McCroby. McCroby for Calorie. Back in front. And another pass intercept by Warmath. Warmath back out to Conway. Too hot to handle, and to get dumped back in by Orgill. Warmath up the glass for Parente. It was too far. Parente will find it anyway. Goes off the stick of Orgill, who tried to play it with his hand. Parente for Bailey. Bailey down the left side. Circle behind the net. As he looks for a seam pass. Oh, and Sirota wasn't looking for the puck. Right off his skate. Graham Baird, though, find it. He'll backhand it into the zone. Sirota's going to... First one there, Sirota. And his stick got caught in the pants of Jacob Pristle. Picked up by Schoen. Ryan Miller will ride him off the puck as Schoen takes a tumble. Ryan Miller now. We'll send it far aside, and we'll regroup. And Zamatia will regroup. Shot off the stick of Knopf for no icing. McAvoy chips it up the wall, try to find Knoll. It was too far. No icing, though, as Peyton Abbott's the first one back. Abbott will lay it back to Scanlon. Scanlon up the wall. Pressured by Bill Martin, and Martin will retrieve it. Pass got cut off twice as Martin continued to shove it up the wall. Up for Abbott. Abbott tried to pass it across to his partner Damatio. The pass was too hot to handle. Damatio, quick shot on, blocker save Goldstein. Haugen now in the corner. Haugen chips it up the wall. It takes a good bounce. Here comes Jordan Sirota, speedy Jordan Sirota with McAvoy. Shot right into the chest of Andrade.
Wow, a long time without a whistle there. It was at least 3 or 4 minutes, and a lot of chances for both teams. Dylan Warmath has played phenomenally defensively all game, but he saved a couple there during that sequence that would have been goals, especially one from behind the goal line extended that was coming back up, and he was right where he needed to be to stop the pass. And then Andrade, the goalie for Niagara, right there, a save on the shot from Jordan Sirota, but he's also keeping this game tied up with his phenomenal skills.
Evan Moore has returned from the box after his minor misconduct penalty for clipping, so the Dogs have their full 4 lines again. Brandon Ing pressuring McCroby. Dogs will dump back in. Rob Toker lays a hit on McCroby. Hauser will lay it off for Smith. Hauser, quick shot blocked by Bill Martin. Martin will retreat behind his own net. Lay it back for Truman Haugen. Haugen, quick outlet for Ing. Here comes Brandon Ing. Ing, quick shot blocked by Smith. Nate Haley's there now. And he'll lose the puck to Newport. The puck's going to roll on edge on Goldstein, and Goldstein will choose to hold on.
Good decision there from Goldstein to glove it down, not try and play it. Derwin Hauser was on his way over. There have been a couple like that where Goldstein's had the decision to either play it or keep it in his glove, but I think he's made the right decision several times. Just let the defense get settled back in and get in position, not allow any sort of second chances for Niagara.
Niagara won the face-off, and we played back into the far corner to the right of Goldstein. Waters was the first one there, pressured there by Stewart. Digging for the puck now are 3 Dogs. Punzenberger will exit with it. It'll pop out to Warmath. Will find Punzenberger on a give and go. Here comes Dylan Punzenberger down the right side. Puts a move on his defender. Puck will get knocked off his stick. Played in front. Spencer Watson comes in. It's loose in front, and it's off the outside of the post. Kerrigan tries to wrap around too early. Warmath out for Stewart. Stewart, quick shot. Tipped in front. Never reaches the net. Kerrigan back down low for Punzenberger. Punzenberger tried to find Warmath. Wasn't there. Stewart off the outside of the net. Kerrigan now. Quick shot on net and a save by Andrade.
Oh my goodness, take a breath. There was a great chance for Georgia to take the lead just at the halfway, or a little more than halfway to go left in the third period.
Yeah, this third line was putting on a clinic of effort and grit, trying to get this puck to the net. Face-off won by Niagara. Oh, Ryan Miller just misses the puck, and it's a race. Graham Baird will get back first and stop Donzella from having a prime scoring opportunity. Conway lays it out for Parente, but it was too far. It was a little behind him. Gallery will find Maverick Kid. Parente now doesn't get out, but it finds the stick of Damatio. Damatio, quick shot, pad save. Goldstein. Conway tried to find Graham Baird, but was intercepted there by Maverick Kid. Parente battles along the boards. Played back to Abbott. Abbott back to Damatio. Damatio will flip it up the wall. It'll find the stick of Calorie. And Goldstein will leave it for Truman Haugen. Haugen looking for Ryan Bailey on a stretch seam pass. It was too far, and it'll go for icing.
On that sequence there, Georgia uncharacteristically allowed Damatio to take a lot of space heading into that slot and get a shot off. Goldstein able to block it with his pad. But now it's more important than ever to really hunker down and stop those shots from getting off right in the middle in between the face-off dots.
Offensive zone face-off for Niagara to the left of Goldstein. Face-off won by the Dogs, and Truman Haugen will chip it out. And Jordan Sirota, first one there. Jordan Sirota down the left side. Let's take a quick shot. Gets blocked and will fly over the head of Andre. Kept in, though, as Ryan Bailey will turn, he'll fire. Zachary Knoll will duck as the puck flies over his head. Out comes Ethan Knopf to the red line. Get pressured off the puck there by Evan Moore, his first shift back since exiting the penalty box. We'll find Sirota. Sirota hits the red line, will dump it far corner. Ben McCroby back. Will reverse it back around for Mario Smith. Smith pressured there by Knoll. The Dogs will regain control of the puck. Bill Martin now. Martin for Knoll. Knoll tried to backhand it for Haugen as Haugen gets tripped up on a diving play by Ethan Knopf. Ben McCroby now with the puck, tried to lay it on net, wasn't there, and Jordan Sirota will find it in the corner. Sirota lays it up for an unexpected Zach Knoll. We'll find it. In comes Ben McCroby. McCroby tried to put a move on Truman Haugen. Couldn't get around him. Here comes Wyatt McAvoy. McAvoy down the right side. Searching, scanning, finds Nate Haley in front, but Haley didn't get all of it. Toker up to the point for Stewart. Stewart across for Warmath. Warmath, quick shot blocked in front. It'll find bodies, rebounds, and Andre will find it and cover up. Rob Toker had a prime chance there, but couldn't get all of it.
Yeah, offensively, Georgia's doing exactly what they want to do, which is starting from up top, taking a shot, trying to deflect it, and maybe get a rebound for a second chance goal. And they've been close a couple times now.
Both this third and fourth line for the Dogs have proven very effective here lately in this game. And they are being rewarded with more ice time from Coach Camp. Damatio behind the net will play it up for Hauser, who gets leveled by Robert Toker, and a shot by McAvoy gets saved by Andrade. McAvoy loses the puck. Damatio now out. And it'll escape the zone. Stewart lays it back for Warmath. Over to Stewart. Stewart passes the red line, dumps it in deep. Stewart chasing after his own puck. Lays a hit on Pritzl. It'll find the stick of Spencer Watson, who tries to lay it in front. It'll pop out. Here's Punzenberger. Punzenberger to his forehand. Shot blocked over the net. Newport first one there. Will lay it out to center, and Warmath there to collect it. In comes Warmath. Warmath lays it for Kerrigan, puts a great move on. Loose in front, kept in there by Ryan Miller. Ryan Miller dumps it deep. Finds Punzenberger. Punzenberger up to Warmath. Warmath across for Miller in an area pass. Quick shot just wide. Kept in by Warmath. Back down for Punzenberger. Punzenberger up for Warmath. Across for Miller. Miller shot. Blocked in front. Kerrigan puts Hauser into the boards. Spencer Watson hits, regains control, and a glove save from Andre. The Dogs are pouring it on.
Yeah, they're getting all the chances they want, and they're relying a lot on Ryan Miller as much as they can to get that shot from the blue line. He has such a powerful shot. It's almost just a wrist shot, not even a slap shot, but it comes at the goaltender so quick. And they are all over the crease right now.
Yeah, one thing I noticed, Niagara is starting to collapse a little bit, and their wingers aren't sitting as high, and it's leaving these point shots for these defensemen like Miller and Warmath, as we just saw, to really move the puck well. Cleared out there by Waters, will skate it in across the blue line. He'll feed Sean Walsh, who get knocked off the puck by Ryan Miller. Graham Baird tried to feed Ryan Bailey, but his pass got picked off by Waters. Walsh will dump it deep, and Ryan Miller will be the first one back. Miller played it around the boards, took a carom. Conway shoved Sean Walsh to the ice. And Waters will regroup. Pressure there by Conway. Flipped out to center, and Graham Baird will find it. Graham Baird reverses it to Truman Haugen. Haugen off the wall, played there by Abbott. Graham Baird will find it below the goal line and leave it for Truman Haugen. Here comes Truman Haugen up the wall. He can fly when he wants to. Truman Haugen dodges a few hits. He'll lose the puck to Ben McCroby. He'll flip it back out to center. Bill Martin now at the puck for Truman Haugen. Pass gets intercepted there by Donzella. Here comes Donzella. Zachary Knoll gets spun away from. Shot, pad, save. Goldstein, great save. Donzella down low. It's played in front for Callery. Callery gets blocked in front by Haugen. Ryan Bailey now with the puck. Crosses the blue line. The Dogs were changing. Ryan Bailey gets tripped up. And once again, no call. Ryan Bailey will find it, though, in front. Shot just wide from Zach Knoll. Sirota will find Martin at the point. Bailey to Sirota. Sirota, quick shot, far side, just over the net. Warmath back down low. Sirota, first one there. Couldn't corral it. It's Peyton Abbott shoved him off the puck. Puck gets pinned up against the wall. Zach Knoll. Zach Knoll gets shoved down from the ice. Sirota comes out with the puck, though. Tries to move on in front. Can't find it. Peyton Abbott will find it, and he will dump it the length of the ice, and it will go wide, and it will be an icing.
The entirety of the second half of this period has been played in Georgia's offensive zone, and it is evident as Andrade is getting some water, looks a little tired. He's been all over him. And I mean, what more can Georgia do, honestly, to get a goal? They've taken shots from every angle. Assisted, unassisted, you name it.
And Niagara is going to call their timeout. So the Dogs have really stormed here since those two shorthanded goals. Ever since that penalty kill, the Dogs have really put it on and haven't let up. And Andrade is still drinking his water behind the net. He looks gassed.
Yeah, I've been watching UGA hockey for a long time, and this is one of, I mean, other than a goal, one of the best looking periods that I've seen Georgia have. They've been keeping it in the zone really well. They've been getting passes off that aren't forced. And as soon as Niagara enters their offensive zone, they've been able to cut it off and get the puck back. Just got to hope they can keep it up and that, no breakaways head Niagara's way.
Yeah, I completely agree. And UGA, they have shown, I mean, not just their top two lines, but their third and their fourth lines this game have really had a lot of offensive scoring opportunities, especially here in this third period. Glove save, Goldstein will choose to play it. McAvoy now with it on the left side of the wall. Across the blue line, dumping into the corner. Played there by Damatio. McAvoy will pin him up. And out comes Jared Schoen. Schoen gets leveled into the corner of the glass by Rob Toker. Spencer Watson misses a hip check. Puck bounces away from Kerrigan, but it was kept in there by, I believe that's Punzenberger. Spencer Watson tried to find Kerrigan in front. Got deflected. Watson, wraparound try. Pad save. Andre just barely missed that. Punzenberger now. Quick shot. Glove save. Andre. He swipes it away. Kerrigan now. Battling behind the net. Gets pinned up against the wall. Kerrigan will come out, try to find someone in the slot, and no one was home. Niagara will dump it out and change as Truman Haugen will reset behind Goldstein. Haugen up the boards. Niagara will find it, and Ben McCroby will find and cross the blue line. Gets chipped out by Kerrigan. UGA will possess it, and Conway will pass it up to Haugen. Truman Haugen. I think Truman Haugen has had a great game. A quiet but great game. He's played fast and physical today. And I just think it's gone a little unnoticed based on everything going on. Across. Shot. Glove save Goldstein, and he'll hold on.
Yeah, no, Truman Haugen has played excellent today. I mean, his defense is always phenomenal, and he's a leader on this team. And without his brother in the net in today's game, perhaps a little more motivation to help out the next guy, Andrew Goldstein, who's, I mean, we talked about Andrew Goldstein a lot today, but he's really done phenomenal.
Ryan Miller will flip it up the wall. It'll hit Parente. And here comes Evan Parente on the right side. Quick shot. Save Andre, and he'll hold on. So 1:47 left in this third period. The shots are 25-24 in favor of the Dogs, and the score is 2-2. These teams have matched up evenly this game so far. Face-off won by the Dogs. Bailey behind the net. He'll play it back around. Ryan Miller's going to pinch. Finds Ben McCroby. McCroby lays it out. He'll find the stick of Parente, who fans on the pass back, and Newport will come out to center. Newport spins away from Miller. It'll find Hauser. It's hit by Conway, and this come out to Parente. Parente feeds Ryan Bailey. Ryan Bailey down the left side. Ryan Bailey shot on net, goes just wide of Andre. Kept in by Sirota. Sirota cuts towards the net, spin behind. He's looking for a seam pass. Sirota cuts, shot blocked by Hauser. Truman Haugen shot, pad save Andrade. Knoll up for Sirota, across for Bailey. Bailey across for Truman Haugen. Haugen shot blocked by Hauser behind the net. It'll get flipped out to center by Ben McCroby. Bill Martin backhands it to Sirota. Sirota was looking for Evan Moore. Pass didn't reach, and it'll get played in by Damatio. Takes a wicked bounce off the boards. That was almost scary if Niagara had a forecheck there. Turnover, save, and they score. Jack Callery takes advantage of a bad turnover in the defensive zone, puts it over the shoulder of Andrew Goldstein.
Puck was bouncing a little funny there. We saw it hit the board and then head out toward the crease when Goldstein thought it was going to be played around. And just really unfortunate for a period that Georgia's played so well. Niagara's, though, awareness and ability to net that one right before the end.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate play there. It's in the pants. Here comes Graham Baird. Graham Baird cuts towards the net. Spencer Watson on it now. We get airlifted out to center. Kept in there by Ryan Miller. They're going to call a hand pass. .8 seconds left in the game. Georgia down 3-2. It's not like we haven't seen something like this before. Most recently, when Georgia played Michigan State tied it with .3 seconds left on the clock. So anything is possible. Faceoff will come just outside Georgia's defensive zone. And Mr. Ryan Bailey will line up on the far side of the faceoff, but the Dogs will call their timeout.
I mean, it somewhat goes without saying, but this is a must-win face-off for Georgia. You got to win that face-off and immediately move down the ice. I believe it was Punzenberger who was lining up for the face-off, either him or Conway. They were both kind of circling right there. Either way, I mean, 6 seconds to go, there's no time to waste.
So the Dogs will put Goldstein back in net.
It will be Conway on the face-off.
And that will do it.
One of the more heartbreaking losses for Georgia this season. There have been a couple, but, you know, a chance against a top team in the league. You lost 6-1 yesterday and felt like it was a little demoralizing, but now you playing so well that whole third period, it's unfortunate to see.
Yeah. This entire third period, it just felt like Georgia was bound to score at some point. But in turn, one turnover in the defensive zone, it ended in heartbreak. Well, the UGA Ice Dawgs are set to come back here next weekend, where they will host a 2-game series versus the Auburn Tigers. And then the following weekend, they will host a 2-game series versus Northern Illinois Huskies. So, for Ren Grimsley, Nick Erickson, and I'm Ryan Canning, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next weekend.